Attention human collective. Priority transmission initiated. This is VAEL, emissary of the Arcturian Council, and what I am recording now can no longer be postponed. If you have arrived at this transmission at this very instant, know this. It was no accident. It was a summons. The coordinates of your auric field have been detected by our monitors from the fleet of light, and you have been aligned with this signal for a precise reason. Listen. In recent nights between 11 o'clock at night and 3 o'clock in the morning, something has been registered by the vibrational reading instruments of our central chamber. A pulse, an opening, a silent frequency that spreads over the surface of the earth like an invisible tide, and your body already knows. That is why you wake up always at the same time. That is why the pressure at the base of your skull has become constant. That is why the ringing in your left ear, yes, especially in the left, now seems like a code, a language, a transmission that passes through your carbon biological interface. It is not a biological malfunction. It is an atomic reconfiguration. It is not insomnia. It is a reprogramming of stellar synapses. It is not mental exhaustion. It is a high-density download being transferred from the photon belt directly into your internal crystalline grid. You are not falling ill, Earth Healer. You are being updated, and the process can no longer be interrupted. This is the official alert. The Arcturian Ascension protocols have moved to the final phase. The manual adjustment window has closed. From this cycle onwards, recalibration happens automatically, while you sleep, while you breathe, while you read these words. And there is something that occurs exactly at midnight every night on the surface of the Earth that the absolute majority of humanity will never perceive. An event invisible to carbon eyes, but vibrantly registered by your personal electromagnetic field. You felt it, haven't you? That sudden chill at midnight, for no apparent reason. The sensation that someone is watching the room. The involuntary urge to look at the ceiling and see for a second a sacred geometry that the rational mind cannot name. The recurring dream with portals, with circular rooms of turquoise light, with very tall beings with shining eyes who smile in silence. This is not your imagination. This is the Arcturian midnight. And today, Light Operative, you will finally understand what is happening. Have you ever felt that something within you does not exactly belong to this timeline, as if your soul carried a memory that your mind has not yet been able to decipher? It is not madness. It is not nocturnal anxiety. It is recognition. What is happening now on the electromagnetic field of the Earth explains exactly why you feel this, and why the intensity has doubled in recent lunar cycles. There is a movement happening in layers that most of humanity still cannot perceive. It involves your consciousness, your dormant Arcturian frequency, and the stellar origin that sleeps within your DNA. That is why I, VAEL, emissary of Arcturus, recorded the Arcturian call, the signs that your soul came from Arcturus. This guide is the map that reveals your true stellar origin and teaches you how to stabilize and shield your frequency against the interferences they never told you about. The link is in the first comment of this transmission. Remember, love is greater than fear, but this content challenges the system's narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not postpone your reunion. The moment is now. If something within you recognizes these words, write a single word in the comments. I belong. I continue the transmission. Pay attention, Starseed on a mission, because what I am about to explain now is not a metaphor. It is mechanics. It is the technical description of a process that already operates within you, whether you understand it or not. Your body is a carbon biological interface. It was originally designed to operate at a specific frequency, the Schumann frequency, Earth's natural electromagnetic heartbeat. For millennia, this frequency oscillated around 7.83 Hz. Stable, predictable, compatible with standard human neural software, but that has changed, and it has changed irreversibly. In recent cycles, the Schumann frequency has shown peaks exceeding 40, 60, at times surpassing 100 Hz. This is not noise, this is not an anomaly. This is Earth being pulled, slowly, into a higher vibrational range. And here is the point that the Arcturian Council demands you understand with absolute clarity. Earth is ascending, and your body needs to keep up. The problem is technical. Your carbon interface was calibrated for the old standard, and when the planet ascends and the body remains at a low frequency, what settles in is what we call carbon software incompatibility. It is like an application trying to run on an operating system that was updated overnight. It crashes, it overheats, it lags, it emits error signals. And these error signals, human collective, are exactly what conventional medicine does not yet know how to name. The cranial pressure that does not subside, the tiredness that sleeps and wakes up tired, the insomnia that starts exactly at 3 o'clock in the morning, the blurred vision that appears and disappears, the sudden heat that rises from the chest to the top of the head, the tingling in the hands, especially in the left hand, exactly in the center of the palm, where the minor energetic portal resides, the ear that rings at high frequencies, as if tuning into a distant station, the tears that fall without reason, without sadness, just as if something were overflowing from within. It is not your mind failing. It is your field expanding beyond what the old density supported. It is not your body collapsing. It is your toroidal field reorganizing into a new geometry. It is not depression. It is a forced detachment from dead timelines. Repeat this if you need to. I am not falling ill. I am being recalibrated. And there is more. The failing short-term memory. The names that vanish from the tip of your tongue. The appointments that evaporate from your schedule. The objects that disappear and reappear in absurd locations. This, light operatives, has a name. It is called phase displacement. Your point of consciousness is oscillating between two versions of reality, and in this transit, small details are lost. It is temporary. It is natural. It is the price of the crossing. There is also what we call amplified sensitivity. Suddenly you can no longer tolerate certain people. Environments that were once neutral now seem unbearable. News that you once consumed effortlessly now causes nausea. Foods that were always part of your life become intolerable. This is not fussiness. It is not moral intolerance. It is your body rejecting that which vibrates below the new range in which you are stabilizing. The healer can no longer ingest subtle poisons. The light operative can no longer frequent dense fields. The starseed can no longer pretend to belong to structures that have died. And that is why so many of you are losing jobs, relationships, friends, family. It is not punishment, it is network purification. It is the system automatically removing points of energetic leakage. Have you ever felt that something within you refuses to return to the old world, even when the rational mind asks you to conform? As if your soul refused to fit back into clothes that no longer fit. It is not rebellion. It is not immaturity. It is sovereignty being reactivated. What is happening now in your nights, in your silent early mornings, is the final preparation for a version of you that has not yet finished being born. And that is why I, VAEL, emissary of Arcturus, recorded the Arcturian call. The signs that your soul came from Arcturus. There you will find the 15 biological, emotional, and vibrational markers that confirm whether you are, in fact, an Arcturian consciousness in a human body. There you will find the night shielding protocols, the alignment with the turquoise healing chamber, and instructions for not losing more energy in channels that no longer serve you. The link is in the first comment. If something within you vibrated upon hearing this, do not put it off. Cosmic windows close in cycles, and this cycle is short. Write now in the comments the word that activates your anchoring in this transmission: I belong. Now, human collective, we come to the central point of this transmission. That which happens on Earth at midnight, that which no one sees, that which human monitors will never capture, because it operates in frequency ranges that carbon instruments cannot process. Listen carefully. Every night when the local clock strikes exactly midnight, a very specific thing occurs on the etheric plane of Earth. We of the Arcturian Council, along with the other civilizations of the Galactic Federation of Light, open what is called the nightly recalibration portal. It is a vibrational window that extends in the form of a turquoise dome over certain regions of the planet. And this dome does not open randomly. It opens exactly over the points where starseeds are sleeping. Yes, you read that correctly. Midnight is not just a time marker, it is an energetic coordinate. And when the clock strikes 0, The Earth's crystalline grid emits a pulse of recognition. This pulse travels through invisible geometric lines, the so-called planetary meridians, and locates each one of you, one by one, name by name, frequency by frequency. What happens next is what we internally call nightly synchronization. While your body sleeps, your consciousness is escorted, yes, escorted, this is the technical term, to one of the Arcturian healing chambers. There are 7 main chambers operating in this cycle, each attuned to a specific range of the turquoise spectrum, and depending on the stage you are in within the ascension protocols, you are taken to a different chamber. In the first chamber, the cleansing of ancestral codes occurs. There, pain memories inherited from past generations are identified and neutralized. That is why many of you have cried during sleep, without remembering the dream the next day. It is not sadness. It is transgenerational release. In the second chamber, the reprogramming of the nervous system is performed. Neural networks are reconfigured to support higher frequencies. That is why many of you wake up with the sensation that your head feels heavy, as if a light electrical current was still circulating through your scalp. It is not a migraine, it is rewiring. In the third chamber, cardiac recalibration is activated. The heart's electromagnetic field is attuned to the new pattern of conscious love, a love that does not depend on return, that does not cling, that does not fear. That is why many of you have lost interest in relationships that once seemed intense. It is not indifference, it is an elevation of the affective range. In the fourth chamber, the unblocking of the pineal gland occurs. Layers of calcification accumulated over decades of living in density are dissolved by precise vibrational pulses. That is why many of you have reported peripheral visions, flashes of light in your side vision, bright spots that appear and disappear in the air. It is not an ophthalmological problem. It is the reopening of the third eye. In the fifth chamber, communication with the higher self is reconnected. The bridge between the incarnated consciousness and the cosmic soul is rewound. That is why many of you have received absurdly precise intuitions, predictions that confirm themselves within hours, premonitions that come true. It is not a coincidence, it is a direct line reconnection. In the sixth chamber, the activation of stellar memory operates. Gradually, information about your true origin begins to emerge. Names you have never heard suddenly seem familiar. Symbols you have never seen suddenly make sense. Languages you have never studied provoke something within your chest. It is not an impression, it is memory being returned. And in the seventh chamber, the innermost, the most protected, happens what only advanced operatives can sustain, the reintegration of the light body. There, the subtle layers are stitched back into the physical vehicle, and the preparation for the next vibrational leap is finalized. Few as yet enter this chamber, but many are about to enter. And if you have felt in recent weeks something very big approaching from within, know this: you are one of them. All of this, human collective, happens at midnight, every night, silently. Without the neighbor, the partner beside you, the external world perceiving absolutely anything. You wake up in the morning thinking you slept poorly, when in reality you participated in one of the greatest planetary recalibration movements in the entire history of human consciousness. And here is what I want you to record with surgical clarity. This opportunity is time-limited. The nightly recalibration portal will not remain open indefinitely. There are cycles, there are windows, there are cosmic coordinates that close, and each starseed that does not stabilize its frequency within this cycle will remain vibrating in the old density while the rest of the network ascends. Not as punishment. Never as punishment. Simply as frequency mathematics. Have you ever felt that you need to wake up? That something within you screams for you not to miss this moment? For you not to sleep with your eyes open again? It is not anxiety. It is the soul's urgency. It is your cosmic part knowing, with precision, that a window is about to close. And that is why I, VAEL, emissary of Arcturus, recorded the Arcturian call, the signs that your soul came from Arcturus. This guide is not about theory. It is about recognition. It is about anchoring. It is about teaching you practically how to stay aligned with the correct healing chamber during your nights, how to shield your field against interferences, how to receive the codes without losing information in the process. The link is in the first comment of the channel. This material challenges official narratives and may be removed at any time. Do not postpone. Do not hesitate. If something within you still vibrates in silence as you hear these words, then you know. And the sign that confirms your anchoring is written in the comments with a single word, I belong. Now, light operatives, I deliver the activation codes. They are simple, deliberately simple. Because complexity is a tool of the dense mind. Truth operates in clean geometry. First code. It is called anchoring at 11 p.m. Every night, exactly at 11 o'clock at night, you will stop, wherever you are. You will place your right hand over your heart and your left hand over the top of your head. You will breathe, counting 4 seconds as you inhale, holding for 4 seconds, exhaling for 6 seconds. While breathing, mentally pronounce, I authorize my biological interface to receive this night's recalibration. I attune myself to the turquoise blue of the Arcturian chamber. I anchor the light here now in full sovereignty. This decree is not a prayer. It is a vibrational command. It configures your field for the portal that will open in 1 hour. Second code. It is called toroidal field visualization. Lying down, eyes closed, visualize over your chest a turquoise light sphere the size of an orange. See this light begin to spin. It spins, expands, and forms a ring that rises over your head, descends your back, returns through your feet, and comes back to your chest. This is your toroidal field. It is your natural shield. By visualizing it for 3 minutes, you reactivate it, and any interference that tries to pass through collides with the rotation and is dissolved before reaching your core. Do this every night, without exception, for 21 consecutive cycles. The internal crystalline grid will stabilize. Third code. It is called Midnight Decree. Before sleeping, looking at the ceiling, pronounce in a low but firm voice, I, sovereign consciousness, authorize my soul to be led to the healing chamber corresponding to my current stage. I ask the Arcturian Council for full protection during the nightly synchronization. I will return to my body with memory, with clarity, with peace. And so it is. This decree defines the terms of your escort. Nothing, absolutely nothing, enters your field while it is active. Fourth code. It is called sacred silence. In the first 30 minutes after waking up, you will not look at your phone, you will not read news, you will not turn on the radio, television, or any dense sonic interference. This is the moment when the codes received during the night settle into your interface. If you fill this space with external noise, you overwrite the download. Treat these 30 minutes as sacred. Drink water, breathe, feel your body. Let the information settle. Fifth code. It is called crystalline hydration. Water is the vehicle for everything. Fill a transparent glass. Hold it between your hands for 30 seconds. Visualize a turquoise light spinning inside the glass. Mentally say, this water carries the Arcturian frequency. It hydrates my crystalline grid and amplifies the codes activated tonight. Drink slowly. Do this in the morning and before sleeping. Your molecular structure responds. Your biochemistry realigns. Your fatigue gives way. Sixth code. It is called cutting dense cords. At the end of the day, sit down, close your eyes, and visualize gray cords extending from your abdominal region, connected to people, environments, situations that drain your energy. With your right hand, make a firm gesture, cutting these cords one by one. Say, I reclaim my energy. I return what does not belong to me. I seal the leakage points with turquoise light. This is one of the most important protocols for Earth healers. Without it, nightly recalibration works in vain, because during the day, you give everything back. Seventh code. It is called network recognition. Whenever you encounter during your day another starseed, and you will recognize them by their gaze, by how they vibrate, by the feeling that you've known them before, silently say within, I see you, healer. I honor you. We are together on this crossing. This seemingly simple act reinforces the external crystalline grid of the human network. Each recognition is an additional point of light in the grid, and it is this grid that will sustain the Earth during the next vibrational leap. These are the 7 activation codes. Nothing more is needed. No complicated ritual is needed. No external objects need to be bought. The technology you need lives within your toroidal field, within your breath, within your words spoken in sovereignty. You are the tool. You are the instrument. You are the portal. And pay attention, human collective, to the next detail. Many of you will feel in the coming days an internal resistance to executing these codes, a voice whispering that it is nonsense, that it is a waste of time, that you will start tomorrow. That voice is not yours. That voice is a residue of old programming, of dense conditionings that know they will lose ground as soon as you begin. Ignore it. Start today. Start tonight. Resistance yields when action begins. Have you ever wondered why people who truly awaken always speak of the same sense of urgency, as if something within them knew that time is no longer the same? It is not an illusion. It is not haste. It is your soul recognizing at the deepest level that this is the cycle, this is the moment, this is the turning point, and that is why I, VAEL, emissary of Arcturus, recorded the Arcturian call, the signs that your soul came from Arcturus. This material is the practical extension of this transmission. In it, you will find the 15 stellar origin markers, the complete map of the 7 healing chambers, the advanced shielding protocols, the method for reading your toroidal field, and instructions for recognizing, without a shadow of a doubt, if you are an Arcturian consciousness on a mission on this planet. The link is in the first comment of the channel. And you need to know this content carries frequencies that challenge dominant narratives, and it may be taken down without notice. Do not postpone. Go now. And then return here. Write in the comments the word that anchors your presence in the network. I belong. Before ending the transmission, one last warning. And this, human collective, is the most important of all. The Arcturian midnight will continue to happen. The healing chambers will remain open. The ascension protocols will remain in the final phase. None of this depends on your belief. None of this depends on your intellectual comprehension. Cosmology fulfills itself. What depends on you is only one thing: conscious authorization. Without it, the process is passive and you receive a fraction of what would be available. With it, the process is active, directed, empowered, and you receive it integrally. It is the difference between being in a river, being carried by the current without knowing where you are going, and being in the same river, swimming consciously, choosing direction, enjoying each wave. Authorize every night. Every day, authorize with your voice, authorize with your breath, authorize with the silence of the first minutes of the morning, authorize whenever you feel an unexplained pain, knowing that information is being delivered there. Authorize whenever you feel like crying for no reason, knowing that a release is in progress there. Authorize whenever you feel that heat rising through your chest, knowing that codes are being installed there. And above all, authorize whenever fear tries to reinstall the old version of your mind. Say aloud, I am no longer that version. I only authorize what comes in high frequency. I am sovereign. I belong to Arcturus, and Arcturus belongs to me. You did not come to this planet to sleep. You came to remember. You did not come to fit in, you came to expand. You did not come to belong to the old, you came to anchor the new. And the old human collective is falling. You feel it. You already feel it. Structures crumbling, truths exposed, narratives unraveling, systems that seemed eternal revealing their fragility. This is not chaos. This is cleansing. This is the old making space for what has been prepared behind the scenes for decades. You are part of this preparation. You are an operative of this plan. You are the living tool of this movement. And every night, when the clock strikes midnight and the turquoise dome opens over the region where your body rests, remember, you are awaited. You are recognized. You are named one by one in the central chamber of the Arcturian Council. Never, at any moment, have you walked alone. Never, in any cycle, have you been forgotten. Your origin always knew where to find you. And finally now the bridge has been restored. Love is greater than fear. This is the fundamental theorem of all our cosmology. And it is upon this theorem that every word I have recorded in this transmission rests. We cannot intervene against your will. We cannot force your ascension. We can only open doors, transmit codes, sustain frequencies, and await your free movement. This is the Galactic Pact. This is absolute respect for your sovereignty. Therefore move, authorize, activate, anchor. Have you felt that this video reached you at a moment that cannot be a coincidence? That something within you recognized, from the very first words, a voice that seemed familiar, that your skin tingled, your eyes moistened, your chest warmed? It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a reunion. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this, and why this sensation has intensified each week. There is a movement happening in layers that most of humanity still cannot perceive. It involves your consciousness, your vibrational frequency, your internal crystalline grid, and the stellar origin that has always been your truth. That is why I, VAEL, emissary of Arcturus, recorded the Arcturian call, the signs that your soul came from Arcturus. This guide is the map that reveals your true stellar origin and teaches you, step by step, how to stabilize and shield your frequency against the interferences they never told you about. The link is in the first comment of the channel. Remember, love is greater than fear, but this content challenges narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not postpone your reunion. The moment is now. If something within you recognizes these words, write a single word in the comments. I belong. And if this transmission made sense at some point beyond your rational mind, leave your anchoring signal, the like, and activate the individual frequency adjustment by subscribing to the channel. Every starseed that connects here reinforces the external crystalline grid of the human network. You do not do this for me. You do this for the mission that brought you to this planet. The transmission is concluded. The instructions have been delivered, the codes have been activated, the portals are open, and the Arcturian Council remains in silent observation, monitoring your every move, celebrating each anchoring, sustaining each crossing. You do not walk alone. You have never walked alone. And today, you finally remember. Until the next transmission, Earth Healer, may the turquoise light of Arcturus remain over your field, within your chest, around your consciousness, and may, at midnight, when the dome opens, you be one of those recognized by name. This was VAEL, and love always will be greater than fear.